Alrighty, what happened today?
Hey, well, a lot of things happened today, and I've been following very closely. But the number one thing that we're talking about here, because we don't know what this means, but a cursed idol was found today. And Funko actually posted
Ooh.
a photo, or actually, I'm sorry, a video of the person unboxing this. Congratulations to him, by the way. But it basically said something like more secrets could be revealed from it. It's a one of one. There's only one of these. So it's a cursed idol. So what does that mean for him? Does he get
That's
extra stuff? Yeah, so that's kind
cool.
of cool, I thought. I really like these. Somebody commented on an Instagram post and they were like, these are horrible. It looks like a turd or something like that. Everybody has their opinions, whatever. But I personally think they're very cool. This is another one. I think they're great. They're being auctioned off left and right, apparently. People are
Yeah.
buying them and eating these things up. So more power to the people who can buy them. Here's a couple with jewels in their eyes. So that's cool. Does
I
that
like
mean
the
something?
I like the green one with the gold.
Me too. But I mean, what do they mean? Like
I
you're
don't
getting the gold
know.
one. What does that mean? So I want to know a little bit more about them, but I guess more to come from Funko. Maybe at the event, these guys are being told something else. But the big news, which is what we used for a cover photo in last night's video, I misunderstood. I didn't realize that there was a metallic one of these, but there's a metallic Leo,
Oh.
and it's a 500 piece, and it's probably I posted today on Instagram asking, do we think this is the Grail of the at-home box? And I
Okay.
believe that it is. I think this is the high-end piece for that box, unless there's another like great 500 piece. I don't remember
That we
if there
haven't
was-
seen yet.
Well, I don't remember seeing another 500 piece, so I'm not sure. I'm not real sure about that.
I feel like there was.
Maybe, but let's see. So one went up already on Mercari for 500 bucks.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's not
No,
bad.
it's not bad. I just expected it to be a bit higher, I guess. But I mean, it's the at home, not in person.
Right. So somebody actually reached out to us and they showed us. I posted this on Instagram too, but it shows you the figure. Look at the back of it.
It's very
2025,
cool,
the
yeah.
crown. I think they did a lot of really great touches to this.
Yeah, they did a very good job.
And here's the figure. Look, he's holding a box like a Funko box.
Oh, that's cute. I didn't even notice that.
And there it is with the Funko box. Here it is wrapped up. You have to like unwrap it to pull it out.
That's
and there's
a
the
great
box.
box.
There's the box. Fundays
Yeah.
Experience 2025. Then it has like a readout on the inside. Oh, okay. So maybe those other boxes say stuff. So this says, "Congratulations, fanatic adventurer! Against incredible odds and perilous danger, your brave perseverance has won the day. The Grail is yours. But heed this warning: this is no mere idol of stone, for it is said, listen to the ancient verse of treasure found and treasure's curse." So they're talking about that curse. "Rich are they that share life's gold." There's gold figures. "Friendship, feast, and laughs to be told. For poor are those that seek to find a meaning in greed so blind. So honor Freddy, honor self, and honor friendship, life's true wealth." Show Grail 70 pieces.
Interesting. So that sounds to me almost as if they're saying, like, don't be greedy, don't sell this.
Yeah.
This is a cool piece. That's what that little verse sounds like.
Initiation, Freddy?
That's funny.
Yeah, somebody commented this in a group chat. I think it was Durf.
That's
commented that. I
hilarious.
thought that was really funny.
It is funny.
But what's even funnier than that? So I think in a previous video I made mention of like, hey, is there something going on between Thrilljoy and Funko? Like, is there some sort of rivalry that I'm not aware of? And so we saw yesterday that this figure pops up.
Yeah, and
Thrilljoy
had just
recently
done
had
the Leos.
a TMNT Leo, right?
Yeah.
And that's very specific. This is Leonardo. They have Leonardo. It isn't like Michelangelo or another turtle mixed in somewhere. It's just Leo. Then, what is the other big figure for this event, right? The one that has the most
Voltron.
Voltron has like the most amount of like variants, right? Other
Yeah.
than the Green Lantern, obviously. Well, Thrilljoy announced that they're doing Voltron
Oh
for
my.
SDCC.
Interesting.
So to me, it's like there's something going on here that we're just not aware of, possibly, or maybe it's just happenstance.
So personally, I think happenstance. I think it might have to do with like
Maybe
what
a licensor thing?
what the
Maybe.
license holder wants to push.
It's
But
interesting.
it's very interesting timing.
It is. I will say this: love the Beavis and Butthead zombies.
Oh, that's cool.
Probably my favorite thing that I've seen come out of Thrilljoy yet. Personally, that's a big one for me. I like the Voltron, but I like them the most.
Yeah.
These are SDCC exclusives, all retail for $25.
Nice.
So that's some really great Thrilljoy news. I want them.
Yeah.
The Beavis and Butthead, I want all of them. I
They
think
look great.
they're fantastic. I'm going to do whatever I can to get my hands on them. But yeah, Fundays apparently is going really well. People are having fun. I do see that there's like a squabble about Fundays and people are being haters versus people who are there and loving it. And I wrote this I called it a TED Talk, which I think is, I think it kind of gives you everything, like my feelings about everything. And I'd like to read that. Can I read that?
Yeah, but I'd like to give my feelings too when you're done.
You want to give your feelings? Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what I said. Lots of good and bad in regards to Fundays taking place where it did in Hollywood. I said I agree because somebody was like cost savings was a big part of it. I agree,
for sure.
I agree cost savings is big on this. They aren't taking over a space at SDCC. They are taking advantage of their own space, and they brought the community together by hosting a flea market or a trading post. Jokes aside, we're always hoping to see these things play out in the hands of the fans, and we always hope there is a fun experience, which is what we have been saying this entire time. We said it doesn't feel like a true Fundays, but it's an experience. It's a Fundays experience, so it's not.
It's a different type of event, but yeah,
We just didn't like them reuse. I personally think using Fundays was a bad thing, but marketing wise, it's perfect. It would have just been nice to have a completely different name, in my opinion. Jokes aside, we're all okay. I already said that. However, we're on the internet, so expect a lot of opinions, both positive and negative. I'm seeing a lot of positive through the negative, so that's great, which is true. Love to see it. The bad is even better because it needs to be said to make a better experience for the future, and that is true. And that's exactly how we operate here on GasselCast. We will talk about all the good, we will talk about the bad, but sometimes we push harder on the bad because we think that will help things moving forward. And quite frankly, we have learned that it does because Funko has actually told us that before. Based off of what we're saying, it changes things, and that's what needs to happen. And I know this is so stupid, I mean, considering it's a toy company and toys and stuff, but the reality is we really care about it and we want to see it do well.
Yeah.
Okay. In those opinions, so opinions you're seeing on the internet, you're going to get a mixed bag of the truth. You'll have people who attended boasting how great it was because the event was initially put down, and they also want to prove that they spent their money, or their spent money wasn't wasted. So in other words, they're paying all that money to go out to Fundays, and when they get there, what are they going to say? Oh, it was horrible. It was the worst thing that's ever happened. Of course not. They're going to be like, this is great, right? You want to see value in your money, and you don't want to feel like you wasted anything. So I understand having that sort of mindset when you go. On the other hand, people at home will criticize because they aren't there and might have pent-up jealousy, or there are some things that are laughable, like t-shirts being sold in a parking lot. I personally found that funny, but that's just my opinion. On the flip side, having this event at SDCC puts more eyes on them. The way they did it is hype for the Funko community, but putting things like this on during SDCC gets more attention. Does that matter this go around? Maybe not, because Funko has been down on their luck and need to pull in core collectors, again, the most important fan base to feed, to boost the hype to a place it was at years back. All in all opinions aside, this event was halfway decent. I am excited to see what they have planned for future events after the success of this one. This includes my TED Talk. So,
concludes your TED Talk?
Yeah, concludes, whatever.
You said includes.
Did I say include? I might have said
you
includes.
said it verbally.
Oh, conclude. Okay. All right. Well, I can't read very well.
I can tell.
So those are my thoughts, and I think based off what I've seen, it's been a really fun event for people who went. I think that people are being critical online, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think we all have a right to our own opinion, and I think that we should state how we feel. Although, again, a mixed bag, you're not always going to get accuracy because some people just like to be haters and trolls. Okay, Heather, what do you got now?
Okay. How I feel about Fundays as a whole is I think it went really well. So I've heard So critics online don't matter as much. Like, our opinion doesn't really matter, in my opinion, because we weren't there.
Right.
I mean, it matters enough because we can see what's going, and we can talk about like what we would have, like what we personally would have preferred if we were there. But again, like, we weren't there. So can we really say that? You know what I mean?
Right. We can only give opinion based off of others' experiences.
Exactly. So from the event, I have heard both phenomenal praise, and I've also heard middle of the road, like it was just okay.
Right.
And then I've also heard I hated it, it wasn't good, here's the reasons why.
Right.
And I think that, you know, as people come home and they have time to reflect, I think that we might talk a little bit more about the Fundays experience and what other people have specifically told us.
Yeah.
Because I think right now, like, people are in the middle of it, so like they might not have time to talk in depth about it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, like I said, we've heard both good and bad. But to me, this is awesome. I love the idols. I think that those are fantastic.
It's something different. It's not, Voltron. It's not Spider-Man. It's not Superman. It's
Yeah.
something completely different, and I think that's fun.
Yeah, and it's themed to the show, or it's not even a show. It's just a thing. It's themed to the event,
Right.
Which I think is really, really, really cool. About the t-shirts, that's fucking weird. Like, in my opinion, they should have kept it where it's just,
Literally a trading
Funko,
post.
yeah, Funko collectors taking a handful of their personal collection, but mostly like trading what they got at the show. The fact that somebody had like a whole t-shirt rack is really crazy to me. And I feel like, it might not necessarily be Funko's fault. They sort of wanted people at the trading post to trade and to talk about it and, all that stuff. But I think that should not have been allowed. Like, that
Completely agree.
to me looks really cheap.
Yeah, and I don't think that's what Funko was going for.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, I think they were going for the trading post meat, like Funko Pop meat,
Yeah.
a vibe, but instead they got like, let's sell our old wares. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
really weird, but
Like, imagine going there and you have like an old spatula you used or
Right.
something.
Right.
And like a hat that's
Yeah.
from like 10 years ago.
A hat
Like,
rack.
it's just really, really, really
But
weird.
it doesn't seem like that was the overall vibe, though.
No.
It seemed like there was a ton of people trading and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, look, the bottom line is, it seems like it went well.
Yeah.
It seems like both the experience itself and the trade post or whatever, it went well. This is a huge win for Funko, and it says a lot about maybe what they could do in the future.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm good
dig
with
it.
that. Yeah.
I'm really, really glad. I was very, very nervous based off of, the Fundays experience part of it. I like that they changed it up. I like that, it is different than your average Fundays, but it's not the same. I wish that it was an experience that they had, but they're also going to do Fundays.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
agree.
think this could have been a completely separate event, but maybe with the transition between the CEOs and everything, there was a more limited amount of time, so they couldn't put on their.
I think it's
regular
really a money
Fundays
thing. I think it's a money thing. I think this
could
is
be.
this is definitely a cheaper route. Setting up at San Diego Comic-Con is more expensive. They got to rent out
I'm
a hall and they got to
sure
do all sorts of stuff. Hotels.
With Fundays, they probably broke even at best.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
I don't think that that's a money-making event
No,
because they
definitely
paid
not.
for food, they paid for the product being handed out, they paid for all the employees, they paid, I'm sure, for the celebrities to be there, blah, 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 blah. So
This event
yeah.
was a huge win for them. Money-wise, they probably made hand over fist. And
Yeah.
on top of that, the end result is they got people talking about them. Here we are talking about them. We've
Yeah.
been talking about all of this over the last couple of days. Everybody is. There's trade, sales, everything going on. I mean, this is a huge boost for
dig it.
Funko. They needed it. They needed revitalization, and I think this is the way in which to do it. Now, we can't say to bank on this, and this is going to be like what really does, like, makes Funko the best ever again. But I definitely think it's a push in the right direction.
I think they take the positive. I think they should take the positives from this event, what people are liking, the limited pieces, the just seeing what is exciting for people, like the
Yes.
special grails, whatever they were talking about with that black and red idol.
The initiation idol?
Yeah, the initiation idol. I think that they need to take that and figure out how to do these things on a larger scale, not necessarily an overproduced scale, but I mean like, you know, do more limited pieces.
I agree.
Do more events that get people talking. Do more super duper limited pieces, 1 of 1s, 3 of 3s, etc.
When I think these idols, I bet you,
cool.
I could almost guarantee you they were cheap to make. And
Oh,
I bet you they were able to make them right here in the States. I bet you somebody here in the States made them. And
especially if it's resin, that can be done in your house, basically.
Exactly. And so I think it's brilliant that they did it because they're getting all this hype around something they probably spent little to nothing on. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and we don't know what it's made of. People are saying it's heavy. Some people mentioned that they think it might be concrete, but I don't think the paint job could have been that good if it were concrete. But correct me if I'm wrong. If you have one, let us know what you think it's made out of in the comment section down below.
Absolutely. So let's turn this around. There you go, Heather. And check out MischiefToys.com. We have something big coming very soon. We have Fritzy Kitsy Ghastly will be going up on the website, MischiefToys.com, very soon.
Who is Fritzy Kitsy?
Fritzy Kitsy Ghastly is a kitty cat that we ended up saving, and there's a pretty great long story behind it, which we'll tell throughout the coming weeks until we finally drop it. But on July 1st, we're going to drop a video and photos of what this figure looks like. We just showed it to our patrons on Patreon last night, and they fell in love with it. They thought that it was great. We also showed the upcoming Pride Ghastly, which is such a great figure. Super excited. Both figures are going to proceeds for both figures are going to go to do good causes, save cats, and also the anti-violence. What is it, Heather, please?
Project.
I always forget the last word. Anti-violence project. We've worked with them every year, but I always call them AVP. And you know how I remember that is aliens are a spreader. I know it sounds stupid, but that's how we do it. I know it's dumb. But AVP and Save Cats. So both organizations, fantastic. And you should definitely always, without Mischief Toys being involved, always, if you can, donate to these like small organizations, especially these organizations that help out with animals and things in your local area. Save Cats is so amazing, and we're really glad to partner with them for the very first time this year. So go to MischiefToys.com, sign up for our newsletter, and go on Instagram and follow us at Mischief Toys. We would really appreciate your follow, your love, and your support. Mischief Toys is going to be doing big things this year. If you think this whole Fundays thing was amazing and so cool, think about New York Comic Con for Mischief Toys. It's going to be humongous. We're going to have a Night of Mischief event. We're going to have a fantastic booth. It's going to be bigger than ever. So make sure you check us out, Mischief Toys. And that's all we've got for you in this video, Heather.
That's all we've got.
Yeah. So thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. And check out our Patreon at patreon.com/GastroCast for ways that you can support this lovely channel. And we have all sorts of great stuff going on Patreon, to include a monthly Google Meet call where we hang out with patrons, and we just have an absolute blast. Last night was a fantastic time. I had so much fun. So I wanted you to read 10 names from our list of people.
All right,
right here.
Starting?
I need you to start with Frank Wilson.
All righty. Where's Frank Wilson? Oh, there he is.
He's a grizzly.
Okay. Frank Wilson is a giant grizzly. Damien Lauderhand. Eric Rasmussen. Damien Lauderhand again. Jessica Eaton. Cody Wilcox. Larissa Ellis. Dewey Prime. Heather Coy. And Joe Grioli. Thank you all so much for your support. We appreciate you more than we can even put into words. And we are just so grateful. So
and
thank you.
Usually right now you would see names kind of flashing by,
but
and all the patrons.
But instead you're seeing me,
you're
so
seeing
lucky
Heather.
you.
Yeah, so you're not seeing all the names.
This is better, right?
You're not seeing all the names, but at least Heather's reading some of the names, and we'll be back at it sometime this week. We're actually on the road, running around doing all sorts of stuff, so you'll get more videos like this until we get back home later this week. Okay? Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you in the next
one.
We'll
keep bringing you more Fundays news as we have it, and more information from Funko, Thrilljoy, and everybody else at Mischief Toys. Okay, we love you. See you later.
Bye.